Hey guys, so I've got a little turkey here who's making things very difficult. I just recorded this video, well, 3 minutes of it, and about 2 minutes and 45 seconds of it were all about Drake issues. Like, he poked himself in the eye, and then he couldn't get something to work right, and then he wanted water but couldn't get his lid off, and just, you name it. You name it. So we are better now. Are we better now? I hope. We'll see how this goes. Anyways, this is kind of a follow-up video to the moving in together video. I kind of talked a little bit yesterday about like appreciation and how I haven't shared enough and just everything, and I haven't shared enough good. And I think this is kind of just where like my broken is, and where I'm damaged is I'm just, you know, I'm just nervous and I'm scared, and I have no doubts in this relationship. Like I've never been this happy and this content on every different level. Like, it's crazy. But I'm just scared. You know, I was with somebody for 11 years, and at 9 years, he completely changed who he was. Like, 100% different person. So, you know, I'm a little like, I'm still just a little nervous. I'm still a little on the fence about everything. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just scary. So the last 6 months, we've been talking about, you know, moving in together and making the move permanent, and not just the way it was over the summer. And for the most part, you know, we agree on pretty much everything. There were a few little things like specifics with the kids, or, you know, specifically the dogs, or, you know, whose couch would we keep, and whose TV would we keep, and what table, and just like every little thing. So basically we got all that figured out. And we took our time figuring it out. There's no rush and like, oh, like, let's do this in a month, or let's do this in like 2 weeks or whatever. And now it's just kind of down to like the dogs and what the dog situation would be. So we did come to an agreement. And I was actually very happy with the agreement that we came to. And we are currently doing a trial run with it. So if you guys see me over at his house a whole bunch right now, and you know, in my day in the life video, we woke up there and then we went back to bed there. And here's why. So we are currently doing a trial run with the dogs to see if I can handle it, if he can handle it, how the kids do with it all, everything. So we're like, you know, moving some of the kids stuff over there, and like, I'm just kind of like, you know, I have not given notice on my house. Like I said, there's no rush to it. Caliber's sitting here eating a bone. I'm sorry if it's really obnoxious in the background, but I don't know that it would be. It just probably sounds like a clicking noise. So we're just kind of like, we're doing a trial run. And here's what we initially decided on. So we both agreed that the dogs could be, for me, the dogs have to be inside. My dogs are inside dogs. They always have been. They always will be. That's not changing for anybody. Like, that's just the way it is. And he understands that and accepts it and has asked no different. Well, he asked, originally it was like, he's like, oh, you know, I grew up when I had my dog, it was an outside dog unless it was cold, and then it, you know, could come into its spot inside. And that's just how he was raised. And you know, just like with breastfeeding or formula feeding, like you do kind of like either what you're used to, or you break out of it and it's trial and error, or whatever it may be. Okay, Caliber, you're driving me crazy. Here, can you do that? Like, let's do it over there. So anyhow, just like little things. And I say that just because it's, you know, it's a debate, and we've talked to a lot of people about this, and all of our friends, and you know, people are just raised differently and experience different things. And like, my parents sleep in bed with their dogs, so that's kind of just what I've known. So anyways, aside from all that, he's 100% accepting of my, you know, my wishes as far as my dogs go. And he was willing to work with me. So what we decided was that the dogs would have beds in the living room. They couldn't be on the couch. They could be on their beds. And then at night, we could close them off into an area that has like a big carpeted area, and then the laundry room and the bathroom. So that they have like different, you know, floors and different whatevers. And they've got their beds, and they've got their food and their water and everything else. They've got everything they need, and they've got their area. And then that way they're not like running through the house, like rolling all over the couch, which they totally would do. Or, you know, jumping in the beds or whatever. Which I felt like it was really a happy medium. I felt like he bent a lot, and then I bent a lot too, to find that medium. So I bought a dog gate, and we said, let's try it out for a few weeks. So we're in that trial period, kind of coming to the endish of it. And what we agreed to do was block off that area at night. So the first night, okay, so the first day, they did really well. They stayed in their beds, but they kind of like, or, you know, hung out with me in the kitchen, and then like hung out with me like when I was doing some work and stuff like that. And he was okay with that. So, you know, he got home from work and the dogs were all over the downstairs and everything was fine. So we just blocked off to go upstairs. And then that night, this was night 1, I said, okay, well, I'm gonna, you know, put them in their spot. And I locked the gate, and it was, I have to admit, it was a little hard, but they didn't really seem to mind as much as I thought they would. And they did fine. So the next morning, you know, as soon as I got up, I let them out, and they were, you know, hanging out downstairs with me again, just like normal. So nothing really crazy, nothing different there. This night we were like sitting on the couch, we were watching a show. I think we were watching Downton Abbey. Anyways, we were watching that, and then it was like, all right, it's time to go upstairs. So he was like, I'm like, well, let me like put Gage over, and I like was like dragging his bed over. He wasn't getting out of his bed. I'm like, all right, I'll put him over there. And he was like, what do you think would happen if we just didn't put the gate up tonight? I said, well, I don't think Gage is gonna move because he's out for the night, and Caliber might get on the couch. I don't know. And he was like, let's just try and see. I was like, okay, like, all right. So they slept in their beds all night on their own. They had access to go pretty much anywhere, and they did great. So that was night 2. Night 3, and I still put the gate at the bottom of the stairs just so they wouldn't like come racing upstairs and like jumping in beds, which is something that isn't different to them. I've actually been locking them out of rooms at night because they wake up my kids like a million times, and they wake me up, and it's just nobody's been getting sleep. So I've actually been like keeping them in the living room at night. So that's like no different there. And night 3, I was like, hey, you forgot to shut the gate. He's like, do you think they'd really even try anything? I'm like, I'm not risking it. Like at this point, like I'm drawing lines because it's like, I want my kids to sleep at night, and I don't want the dogs like waking them up or jumping into their bed or like scratching and clink, 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 or eating a bone in bed, whatever. So I'm like, no, like you have to shut the gate. So anyways, he has admittedly said that they are a lot calmer than he anticipated, and that they're being really good. And in turn, I'm brushing them every day, and which I should have been anyways, like shame on me as a dog mom. Like fur would have not been as much of a problem. So they're looking fabulous. They're like super shiny and cute, and yeah, like it's shocking. So at this rate, I believe that I will be getting my notice soon at this house and moving into his house and kind of just starting our lives together. It was it's been a good trial, and I'm really glad that we did it. I didn't want to, some people would probably say, and this is where everybody's just, you know, everybody has their own opinion, and I respect that, but nobody's in my exact situation. And, you know, I don't know your situation or your experience or your history. I've gotten a lot of like, do it, like more power to you. And then I've gotten an equal amount of people saying, don't do it, like that's a terrible mistake and things like that. But truthfully, like at this point, you know, we've kind of tried out everything that I think could have been a problem. We've thought everything out. We've got a plan in mind as far as everything goes. And I think that, you know, I don't want to say that we've thought of it all because I doubt we could have, but we've definitely thought of everything that we could possibly think of at the time, or the time being. And then the last few weeks kind of just trying it out and seeing how it's going. And well, shockingly well, like shockingly well. So it's exciting. It's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to it, and he's looking forward to it. And yeah, so anyhow, I think that's it for this video. I just kind of wanted to give you guys that update. So that's why you've been seeing us at his house a little bit more. You know, I still have like a lot of my office stuff here. So I've been working here obviously during the day, or, you know, the kids want to come play with their toys here. So we've been coming back here a little bit during the day. But, you know, nights are, you know, he works during the day, so he's not even home during the day. So it wouldn't make any difference. But, you know, when he is home, we're there, and we've just been trying it out. And it's been going well, so I'm just tired. My kids have not been sleeping at all. Have you? He's got a magic touch with my kids. Seriously, it's amazing. And I'll like eavesdrop on them, and they just talk like about boy stuff, like, you know, baseball, and last night it was Disneyland, and just like all these like random things. They just talk about it, and they sleep so well. I have no idea. None. I don't understand, but I appreciate it. So, anyways. You want to say bye? Bye. He's in a mood today. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.